guys, what's up? Welcome to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. So we're just gonna get into some tea because it's like a cold, snowy day here in Canada. So let's just talk about some of the things that's in the news. So this one was crazy because I don't know if you guys like keep up with like the pop culture or anything like that, but basically Jeffree Star, I don't know if you know who that is. You probably do. If you're on YouTube, like you kind of know who these people are. If you're not on YouTube, then you're probably like, huh? Like my mom would be like, huh? But like we know who Jeffree Star is, okay? And basically Tana Mojo had him on the podcast again, okay? Jeffree Star used to be in LA, then he moved to Wyoming and wanted to get away from the LA culture. It was really toxic. He basically got canceled and like left. Him and Shane Dawson. If you know the lore, you know the lore. And he hasn't been like back in LA for like quite some time. Like it's almost been like 4 years since he moved, okay? So he's starting to like fall off the relevancy. Like he's not relevant anymore, babe. Like nobody's talking about him. He's not going to the parties. He's not like in the LA space. Canceled himself. You can only really cancel yourself if you like move out of the situation, which he did. He needed a breather. He needed a break. And honestly, people were not mad about it. They're like, okay, thank goodness he's, like, away. He was toxic. He's the one that actually, like, caused all the drama. Everyone's saying, like, all the drama was really caused by him. So he really just, like, took himself out of the situation, and everyone was happy. Fast forward to now, he decided to, like, make his rounds in LA. And I guess, like, Trish, the Just Trish podcast, decided to have him on, and that episode has not came out yet, but you know, Trisha Paytas was like, yes, like come on the podcast, and like Trisha will do anything for like some views, you know. I know she's a mom now and she has a podcast, she's a good thing going, but I mean for the views you're gonna do it. And then Tana also was like, okay, yes, let's have him on, like let's have him on our podcast, like he's making his rounds in LA, like come. And Jeffree Star's gonna take like anyone who's big, he's gonna like go on their podcast, right? Because he's like falling off. He needs them to stay relevant. Like I don't think they're understanding, but honestly they need each other. Like, you know, that's like brings the views, and it brings like they're using each other. So whether it's good, whether it's bad, who cares? I mean, you know, people were like, oh my gosh, why are you bringing Jeffree back? We don't like him. Like nobody really likes him in the community because he's so like toxic, negative, mean. He's like the mean girl vibes. But anyway, they had him on because views, like that's gonna bring the views. I watched it, y'all probably watched it, like we're gonna watch. So like, am I mad about it? No, I get it. Like I get it. Trust me. So I'm not mad about that, but I mean, I get why people are, because it's like, bro, like this guy is like coming back only thanks to you guys for giving him a platform, because he's really off the web. Other than being on TikTok, like once you kind of are like on the TikTok lives begging for money and you were like kind of an influencer, they kind of look at that like as if you fall off. And Tana has even came for Jason Nash about doing that, like, oh, you were on David Dobrik and now you're on like TikTok begging for galaxies or whatever. So, you know, but Jeffree claims like it's a business, like whatever, he does have like his business shit going on, but you know, whatever. So regardless of that, regardless of what you think of all that, that is not what this video is about. Basically, when he went on the Tana podcast, like the Tana Mojo like podcast, canceled podcast, that's what it's called. Oh my gosh, do I know what's going on? But he went on the canceled podcast, and basically he brought up the Bi Sister scandal. And I don't know if you guys know, but if you know anything about like Jeffree Star lore, Shane Dawson, all that, everybody knows this is a big thing in internet history. If you're on YouTube, there was that time and place called the Bi Sisters where they tried to cancel James Charles off the internet, and kind of like worked. Like, you know, Morphe like pulled out of hella deals, went bankrupt during this time, like really crazy. Like they still owe them millions of dollars, so it's kind of crazy. But anyway, he wants to bring up the Bi Sister scandal, and he's trying to like spin the narrative like he was a victim to this, like he was a victim. The only thing he was victim of is like maybe not getting his payout from Morphe. Okay, like you lost the deal or whatever. They didn't want to pay you, they went bankrupt, whatever. But he, like, how he came for people and how he tries to spin everyone to be the, like, bad guy. He even talked about Diddy. He was like, Diddy is a terrible, terrible man. Like, the Illuminati. He talks about the Illuminati and, like, how they tried to get him. Like, as if, like, I don't know if I believe him. Like, he is a known liar, okay?
And to me, it was that height of James's new fame, new money, going batshit crazy and not knowing how to handle it all. And it turned him into a monster. Or he already was that, and the money amplified it. And he really thought, I have money. You're going to sleep with me. It was very disgusting. Doesn't matter who you were, you want him. And the dinner was him at his most disgusting. And there was a 19-year-old waiter who he tricked into his room later that night. And the guy said he wanted to leave. And James was like, I paid for this. Yeah, you have to hook up with me. I bought the room. But everyone just makes it about sucking in the memes and her stupid ass video. But it was really, as someone that was there, and I'm all about shock value. I'm fucking crazy. It was just disgusting to witness.
Because it's one thing to say something
And
shocking
there's
for the
like
bit,
Tati's family there, and we all know we're shocking and we can say whatever we want. But when you're at that environment, you don't say crazy. It was all just too much, and it just bubbled up crazy, and we all flew home just horrified by this person. I think she really felt like in her heart that exposing him as a alleged predator and all these things was going to teach him a lesson and remove him from the platform. It really wasn't about gummies. No, her aesthetic was the mother of YouTube, and why would she be a part of any drama and da-da-da? Because she found out a lot of stuff about him. She knew he was evil, and she wanted to remove him. But the gummies was about loyalty. The most pallets sold in 1 hour, in one day, me and Shane Dawson. What? Two dudes? Like, that's so crazy and beautiful. And the documentary, the second one, right? Both of them were such massive hits. And I couldn't believe we're in the middle of a pandemic and it's all these crazy things happening with our culture and the planet and Earth and the presidency and everyone's angry. They wanted me and Shane to be the villain. And it's the roller coaster of she's the villain, they're awful, they're this, never mind, they're great, we were wrong. And it's just been over and over. And I feel like
it's so crazy mentally. Like, I see why you would go to Wyoming for your mental health, because even I struggle with that so heavily.
I couldn't wake up here anymore.
Trying to find a way to be calm.
So, it's just funny. But since that happened, like, we're in the day and ages where, like, people will go back and dig stuff up on you. Like, hella, they'll go far back. And since, you know, Jeffree wants to come out and call out other people went back digging through his stuff, and lots of stuff came out. Like, I don't want to say, like, as crazy as Diddy, but, like, pretty bad. And there's some things coming out that he, like, paid off people that had once said, like, that he essayed them, and it did pay them off. And there's, like, kind of, like, proof, like, I mean, I'm gonna say allegedly. He allegedly paid them off, but it's like the receipts are deep. The receipts are very deep and printed. So I was watching, like, the Adam McIntyre video, and this is, like, a clip of it, but I really recommend that you watch it. But this is a clip.
Essayed them. Chris Wallen, who was once Arthur's roommate, said Arthur told him in late 2009 or early 2010 that Star had provided him with Ambien pills that night, causing Arthur to become groggy. Wallen also told Arthur, Wallen said Arthur told him that Star threatened him with a taser and performed oral sex on him without his consent. According to Wallen, Arthur told him that once they were all messed up, Jeffree had gotten flirtatious and tried fooling around with him. Gage was kind of standoffish because, to my knowledge, he's straight. Jeffree had pulled out a taser and, to be blunt, said, "You're going to let me suck your dick or I'm going to tase you." He told me, he didn't go into details, but said that out of fear, he let it happen. Another friend of Arthur's, who goes by Eden Shizzle, and went by Eden Hilton at the time, told Insider that he picked up Arthur from Star's apartment in 2009 and that Arthur told him that at the time that Jeffree Star had essayed him.
So, yeah, there's paperwork on this guy and how he allegedly is paying off people. All of a sudden, like, you know, people want to come forward, and then, you know, Jeffree's team got a hold of them, and for a little, like, you know, around 10K, whatever, they want to retract their statement, allegedly. Now, I'm going to say allegedly so many times, but the fact that this is all coming out and, like, more stuff's coming out, but the thing is, like, people already see Jeffree is not a good person, so it's not very shocking. We're not, like, shocked. We're not like, oh my gosh, he's a terrible person. It's kind of like, well, it's Jeffree. Like, we've been new, so, you know. But I do like that Adam brings these things to light. I think he's, like, the best content creator. I freaking love him. Like, how he speaks his opinion. Like, he is younger. Like, he is just so wise for being so young. And, like, I appreciate the work that he does. Because, like, I'm not going to go read all that, like, stuff. I'm going to, like, go to Adam's channel and, like, figure out what happened, because I'm not going to go digging myself, because these people on the internet dig and go through paperwork on paperwork. I'm sorry, I'm just not doing that. Adam, I don't think did that, but, like, you know, his people, like, send it to him, like, you know how you guys send me on, like, certain dramas that I cover, like, just stuff like that. Like, you know, I've gotten paperwork sent before, but, like, usually it's a lot. Like, I'm not a paperwork reader person. I'm a video watcher type person, okay? This is for us, the video watchers. But yeah, so like, I mean, we been new, but it's like so many people are getting canceled for way less, and we let people slide that are just so, have done like crazy things. Like I know it was like probably like like Jeffree's like 30 something, like almost 40, like 30, like I don't know exactly how old he is, but he's almost like 40, and like this is like things that happened when he was like 22, 25. But just like overall pattern, not a good person. I think it's kind of like the people that support him. Like I'm not really a Jeffree Star like stan buying his shit all the time. I bought a liquid lipstick before. I'm not gonna lie. Like if the makeup's good, I'm going to do it. But I'm not gonna like put the makeup on the person. Like that's like, you know, it's like when someone gets canceled for like rap songs or whatever, and then like you just don't listen to the music anymore. Like I mean, I'm not gonna, you know, I'm gonna separate the artist from the rap song type thing. Just like I'm gonna separate the makeup from the, you know. So if he makes a good liquid lipstick, I'm like, you know, I bought it, but it's not like I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta buy it just to support him. Like I'd rather not. Yeah, that's really it for that. So I literally only bought liquid lipstick. Like I don't know if he makes other makeup. He's kind of doing like the yak meat now. Like I don't know, so I wouldn't like go out of my way to buy some yak meat to support him. Like I like makeup, I would have bought that anyway type of thing. So it's just like funny. But yeah, like that's just another thing that was in the news. But yeah, like I just thought it was interesting. That's like, I don't even think he cares. Like I think if honestly all this stuff gets brought up again, I don't even think he would care. I don't think, like, he will never address it. It's not like the type's like, okay, we bring it up, he addresses it, he has to be held accountable. It's just good for the people to be aware. Like if you are supporting him, good for you to be aware, like of the people that are going to his concerts or buying his stuff or whatever, to at least know what you are supporting, you know, because that's hurtful if you didn't know someone was like a certain way and then you find out, you know. So that's why I appreciate like Adam talking about it. But yeah, you guys, I mean, I think it's pretty obvious he's not like the best person, but if you still support him after that, I mean, like that's on you. What else can I say?